Hi, this is Jesse from webtechninja.com, and I'm here today to give you a tutorial on using the action scripts that are available at webtechninja.com/ecovers. And here we go. These are the 3D eCover action scripts. They're located in the action scripts folder, and this is what they look like. And the first thing you need to do before using them is you have to load them into Photoshop. And the way we do that is we open up Photoshop and we go to the Actions palette. If you don't see the Actions palette, you need to go to Window and go to Actions and select it. Then it will open up. So this is the Actions palette. Okay, so once we're in the Actions palette, click on this triangle and choose Load Actions. Okay, so you found the actions and you need to highlight all of the actions and then press Open. And they all came in here. And so now we have all the actions loaded into Photoshop. Pretty cool. But we're not done yet. There's another step. There's a one-time step that we have to do inside of Photoshop to get the actions to load, and that is this. So we go to Book 1, right? So Book 1 is the Book 1 action script. And if you push Start, if you click on Start and then you push this little play button here, Play Selection, it will actually create the basic front cover and the spine of the book. So this is the front cover and the spine of the book, and we could put any picture you want here. So you could get the design of the book that you want, put any picture, and this is where it's going to wrap around to be the spine of the book. Now, after that, once you have the action script all the way set up, you would just hit compile, and then you would go ahead and click the play button again. But before we do that, we need to click this little arrow here, and we need to go down to Open. So this is under Compile, Open, and then on Open, we need to double click. This is a very important step. So once you come here, you're going to need to go to High-Res eCovers, and you need to go to the 3D Actions folder. So the eCover 3D Action Templates. That's this right here. So let's go into eCover 3D Templates. And now we're going to open. We're in Book 1, and then we went to Compile, double-clicked on Open, and now we're going to find book number 1. So where's book number 1? Well, it's probably right up top. So there's book number 1, PSD. This is the 3D file, and we're adding this in so that it doesn't have to make the actions make this entire big bulk of the script at the beginning. So this will increase the speed of the creation from now on. Now we're just going to double click on this, and it's going to open it. Now it opened it, and now all we do is close it. And now the book number 1, now it will always be automatic. It will always remember where that is, as long as you don't change the location of the file that you downloaded, the eCover 3D action script. So I recommend you put them on your largest hard disk that you have, so that it always has space and you never have to move them onto another hard disk. So that's it to get that done. So now all we have to do is click on Compile and click on the play button, and then it goes ahead and it puts the front and the spine, since we didn't add a picture in, right on the book. So that was pretty simple, and this will work every single time. So I'm not going to save this. Okay, and I'm not going to save this. So that's how it works. So we just go through and do that for every single one. We're going to have to go into Compile, and then we need to double click on Open. And so since this is book 2, then we're just going to go click book number 2, and now we're all done. Now that's ready to be automatic from now on. And then we'll close up book 1 and 2, and now we got Compile, open up that, go to Open for book 3, and then we're going to load in book 3. And I don't want to waste your time with you watching me do it, but this is how we get the 3D templates loaded into the action scripts. And once we do that, we don't have to do it again. See, I already did it for book 1, 2, and 3. So now, if I want to make book 1, all I do is click start, click the play button, type in the text or put in the picture that I want here. So web tech ninja. Okay, and I got that in there. So then all I do is click on compile and click the play button, and it works. And that's it. That's how it creates the book. So we have to go in and hit the compile and click the thing for all of them. Now there's a couple different ones. The CDs are different than the books. So let's go down and take a look at the CDs, because it's a little bit different process for the CDs. So for the CDs, instead of going to compile and open, you'll notice there is no open. That's strange. It's because for the CDs, it's in the start. So in the start, double click open and click the CD. Now there's only one CD template, and that's because CDs are all shaped the same. And so we just click on CD, and now it is all ready to go. Just close it out. And we're going to close this and not save it. We're going to close this and not save it. And so same thing for all the CDs. Just go through each one. Start, open, CD, done. And you'll never have to do that again. It will all be automatic after that, and this will speed up the process of every single time you make anything from now on. It'll be way faster than most of the other action scripts that you've ever used, because these 3D templates make life so much easier and faster than having to recreate that 3D book or that 3D CD every single time that we make something. So that is it. And also the member cards, they do not have 3D templates, and they do not need them. So let's check one out real quick for the member cards. Okay, so for the member cards, there's nothing needed. You just click on start and then click play. It opens up the members card, and then you add a picture that you want to add onto it. So like this, and I'm just going to drag this to fit. It's my Web Video Ninja logo. Center that. Okay, and then we're going to click on compile and press the play button. Okay, and now you might have noticed that I wasn't able to get this reflection to fade off in the action script, and that's kind of a bummer, and I know that, so I'm going to show you how to fix that. Before we do that, well no, let's do that first. So it's really quite simple. All we do is we find the section that's this little reflection area, and we click on it, and you can figure it out to make sure by clicking the eyeball and seeing if it disappears. If it disappears, that's the right section. First thing we want to do is, this is a mask. Alright, we're going to right click on the mask itself and apply the mask. And that'll just put them both together so that it's out of the way. And we're going to add another mask now, and that's by clicking this right here. This little, looks like a little camera. Click on that and there's a new mask. And now we're going to click on that mask and we're going to select the gradient tool. And notice that the card is a little bit slanted down. It's not straight up and down, right? It's a little bit slanted this direction, but not as much as I'm slanting right now. So we're going to click about right here, and we're going to pull down in kind of the same slant as the card. And then we're going to release. And that's going to give us our faded reflection. And we can pick how much it's faded. I'm going to hit click Command Z on a Mac, Control Z on a PC to undo that. And it depends how far we pull this. The farther we pull from wherever we put it, so it's going to start fading away wherever we first click, and it's going to end fading away more or less depending on how far away from there we pull. If we pull really far, it's not going to fade enough, and it's not even going to fade. The fade is going to be very gradual. So you're still going to see this line here. So that was pulling too far. If you pull too short, then it's going to not really be much of a fade at all. It's just going to barely fade at the very edge. So what you want to do is pull it just about probably right there, and that's how you get that nice fade. If you pull it straight down, what's going to happen is it's going to look like this, and it's not going to be even. It's not going to look like the right kind of a reflection for this card. So that's why we want to pull a route about the same angle as the card itself. It's just barely to the left, and then boom. And that's how we get that fade there. Now, another thing I like to mention is I don't use the background on when I save the file. I take out the background and I save as, which is very simple, and then instead of a Photoshop file, I'll save it as a PNG, and I probably wouldn't save it in the 3D templates area, but so I'd find the place that I wanted to save it up here or from the side here. On a Mac, on a PC, you know how to save things, and then save it as a PNG. If you save it as a PNG, then it's clear, so then you can put it on your website and there's no white background. So if your website has a gray background and you try to put this with a white background on top, it looks like there's a weird white box around your thing. So you just want to make the clear background, unless you want the white background because you want a certain thing, or if it's a white background anyways, it doesn't really matter. So by the way, I'm sorry about the fact that I couldn't make this fade out happen automatically for you, but since I taught you how to do it, I also want to show you how easy it is to make text reflections. And so I'm going to type in reflection, and I'm going to move this over here, and you can't really see it because it's behind the card right now, so let's put it up front. And since it's black, we can't really see it either, so let's make it a gray color, a little bit lighter, or maybe we'll go with like, oh, let's just pick something out of here like this pink color. Okay, there we go. And so now all we have to do is click on the layer of reflection and right click and click duplicate layer, and this is how we make a text reflection. So the layers, there's two of the same layer on top of each other right now. Click on this right here, the selector tool, and then grab the top knob here, grab it. Oh, I made a mistake. Grab it, and then you're gonna pull it upside down. You can make it longer or shorter. I like to usually make a reflection a little bit shorter, so we can see more of it. And then I hold down Shift and push the up arrow to go up more than one pixel at a time, and then kind of even that out the way you want it. And the same thing as we just did. All we have to do is we're on the reflection copy, which is the reflection, the upside down part, and hit enter. Make sure we're on this layer. Click the mask down here again, and then click the gradient tool here. And the same thing that we just did for the card, just pull down a little bit, and there you have a nice reflection. So that's how that works. If you wanted it to be more of a reflection, you could pull down just a little bit less, and it would cut off. See, that just like it's cut off. I don't like that so much. We got to pull down a little bit more than that. So pull down about like that, and then you have a nice reflection. And you can do it more than once too, if you want to, and you can change it around and mess with it however you want. So if you make a mistake, don't worry. You don't even have to undo. Just yeah, and if you want the reflection to be nice and gradual, you just pull it down longer, and then you have a more gradual reflection. Yeah. It's probably best to start right at the base and pull it down gradual, and then you have a longer, nicer looking reflection. So there you go. And then also the very beginning of the reflection, maybe it's too strong. It's the same opacity as stuff up top, and reflection is probably usually a little less opacity. So then you just right click here, click blending options, and then you just lower the opacity to something lower, and then the whole reflection is a little bit lighter, like that. And you have a nice reflection for your text. If you ever want to know how to do text reflections, that is how you do it. And that's it. Thank you for watching the action scripts and reflection tutorial. All right, bye-bye.